Have you ever noticed that you feel like a different person when you speak another language? When you switch languages, something inside you shifts too. The rhythm of your thoughts, the tone of your voice, even the way you express emotions. For me, that's one of the most fascinating things about being multilingual. Bonjour à tous, je m'appelle Rachelle, and welcome back to Rachelle mais Rachelle en français. As someone who speaks 6 languages, every time I move between English, French, and Chinese, I don't just change the words I use. I change who I am. Especially after moving to England, I started noticing how English shapes emotions in a very particular way. You know, British people don't always mean what they say. And I mean that in the most charming way possible. In Chinese, when someone says, "I'm not sure," it really means they are not sure. So when I first started working in England, I asked my colleagues for feedback on my proposal. She said, "I'm not sure." And I thought, okay, she's not sure. So I explained a bit more, waited for her to make up her mind. But later I realized that what she actually meant was she didn't like it. That was a cultural revelation for me. In English, especially British English, emotional expression is often indirect. It's wrapped in politeness, in subtlety, in softening the edges. You don't reject an idea. You hesitate. You don't disagree. You suggest an alternative. And gradually, I became more like that too, in a good way. I became more thoughtful, more diplomatic, more aware of how my words might make someone feel. When I speak English, I feel more professional, more careful and composed. It's a language I use for business, for teaching at school, and for this podcast. But there's still one thing I find challenging. It's the humor. I'm not yet naturally funny in English. I can't quite play with the words or timing the way native speakers do. And I always think, the day I can make people laugh in English, that's the day I truly master it. And then there's French. When I speak French, even my voice changes. It becomes softer, more musical, and maybe because of all those vowels, the linking between words and all those O-shaped mouth positions. For example, bu, mu, shu. To pronounce them, my lips naturally form that soft O shape. Then my facial expression changes too. I gesture differently. My eyebrows move more. I smile in another rhythm. It's almost like I become another version of myself. And emotionally, French feels freer. There's something beautifully open about it. French gives permission to express emotion, even to exaggerate a little. And I love that. Take this sentence, "Tu me manques." In English, we say "I miss you." But "tu me manques" means you are missing from me. It turns longing into something that happens to you, not something you control, or "je suis ému." It means I'm touched, but it feels deeper. It's I'm moved inside. When I say that, I can actually feel my chest soften. When I speak French, I become gentler, more expressive, more attuned to beauty. It's like emotion isn't something I describe, it's something I inhabit. And then there's Chinese, my first language. In Chinese, emotions are often very direct. We don't sugarcoat things. We say exactly what we mean. If I don't like something, I'll say 我不喜欢, 我唔中意, I don't like it. If I disagree, I'll say it straight. That's why when I first moved to the UK, it took me a while to adjust to all the soft layers of English communication. Because in Chinese, honesty is a form of respect. We value clarity, being truthful, being straightforward, not because we want to offend, but because we want the message to be clear so nobody misunderstands. But Chinese emotion expression has another side too. It's full of care. We don't often say I love you, but we'll say 你吃了吗?你食咗飯未? Which means have you eaten yet? That's how we show love, through actions, through care, through daily life. And our metaphors come straight from that body. 心痛,心痛, my heart hurts. 火起, fire rises. You can guess it's about being angry, being mad. Emotions are physical and honest. When I speak Chinese, I feel grounded. It's the language of my instincts of truth. It's where I speak from the heart, directly but with sincerity. Over the years, I've come to realize that each language awakens a different emotion rhythm in me. In English, I think with my mind. In French, I express with my heart. In Chinese, I speak with my soul. English makes me careful and professional. French makes me expressive and poetic. Chinese makes me honest and real. Each language shapes how I connect with people and even how I understand myself, because language isn't just a tool for communications, it's a reflection of who we are when we communicate. Maybe that's why learning a new language feels so transformative. You don't just learn new words, you discover a new version of yourself. So if you're learning a new language right now, don't just memorize the vocabulary. Notice how it changes you. Pay attention to your tone, your gestures, your feelings. Does English make you calm and professional? Does French open your heart? Does Chinese make you honest and grounded? Because languages don't just translate words, they translate emotions. Or as the French say, les langues ne traduisent pas seulement les mots, elles traduisent les émotions. It means languages don't just translate words, they translate the hearts. And actually, if you'd like to see how that looks and sounds in real life, I've just released a new video on my YouTube channel. It's called Why I Feel Differently in French, English and Chinese. You'll see how my voice, tone, and even facial expressions change in every language. It's such a fascinating thing to notice. Merci beaucoup for listening. I'm Rachel, and this was Rachel Mailto en français. À bientôt, and may every language you learn open another part of your soul.